Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to draw a brachial plexus. I hope you find this video helpful. First, we're going to start out by writing our mnemonic, Real Tennesseans Drink Cold Beer. So R stands for roots, T stands for trunks, D stands for divisions, C stands for chords, and B stands for terminal branches. Next, we're going to write out our roots, so C5, C6, C7, C8, and T1. Now we connect our roots such that we get V, I, V. So C5 and C6 make one V, C7 makes the I, and C8 and T1 make the V. So now we get three trunks. The one on the top is the superior trunk, and the one in the middle is the middle trunk, and the one in the bottom is the inferior trunk. So each trunk gives off two divisions, one anterior and one posterior. I'm going to write the posterior divisions as a dashed line and the anterior divisions as a solid line. So I'm going to make it such that all the dashed lines come together in the middle, and then just fill in the rest with the solid lines. So now we have three dashed lines coming together in the middle. So anterior and posterior division from the superior trunk, anterior and posterior division from the middle trunk, and anterior and posterior division from the inferior trunk. Now we're going to draw a line from the top two connections. That will become our lateral chord. And then we're going to draw a dashed line from the three dashed connections, and that will be our posterior chord. And then the bottom solid line will become the medial chord. So the lateral chord becomes a terminal branch, and then the posterior chord has two terminal branches, and the medial chord also becomes a terminal branch. Then another terminal branch comes from both the lateral and medial chords. The three terminal branches that make the M shape come from the anterior divisions, and there are two terminal branches that come from the posterior chord and posterior divisions. Now let's write our mnemonic for the terminal branches, MARMU. So M-A-R-M-U. The first M stands for musculocutaneous, A stands for axillary, R stands for radial. The second M stands for median, and U is for ulnar. Okay, now let's fill in some of the nerves that branch off the brachial plexus. So the first one is the dorsal scapular nerve that branches off of the C5 root. And then we have another nerve branching off of the C5, C6, and C7 root. That nerve is the long thoracic nerve. Then we have two nerves that branch off of the superior trunk. These two nerves are suprascapular and the nerve to subclavius. Then we have one nerve branching from the lateral cord, two nerves branching from the posterior cords, and three nerves branching from the medial cord. The nerve that branches from the lateral cord is the lateral pectoral nerve. And the two nerves that branch from the posterior cord are the subscapular and thoracodorsal. The three nerves that branch from the medial cord are the medial pectoral nerve, medial brachial cutaneous nerve, and medial antebrachial cutaneous nerve. So now let's write down the roots for the terminal branches. The easiest way to do this is to write down LC, ST, everything minus 1, and IT. So LC stands for lateral chord. Therefore, it comes from the roots C5 to C7. And ST stands for superior trunk. So superior trunk comes from C5 and C6. And everything is just every root, so C5 to T1. And everything minus first one is C6 to T1. And IT stands for inferior trunk, so the inferior trunk roots are C8 to T1. And that's it. This is the brachial plexus.